McFry is the cockadoodle rooster. I am the rooster, and today is President's Day. Happy President's Day. I'm in like holiday overload right now. Saturday was Valentine's Day, Sunday my wife's birthday, Monday President's Day. It's just all... Anyways, President's Day is originally Washington Day. I don't know if you knew that. It was just a holiday celebrating the birthday of our first president, George Washington, a redhead, and that was a national holiday for a while, and then another president came along whose birthday happened to be also in February, so they added him to the holiday because he was just such a great goddamn president, and that would be Lincoln, you know. So now we have President's Day. It's both their holidays combined, both their birthdays are in February, and it's not all presidents. No, this is not a holiday celebrating Nixon or Reagan or Bush or any of those guys. So just because they were president doesn't mean that President's Day honors them. In fact, we don't have any days honoring those guys. Even on their birthdays, you know, they can maybe gather, you know, close family and friends, but there's nobody that really is celebrating any of those guys, you know what I mean? I mean, Bush, he wasn't even my president when he was president, you know? He's not my president. So keeping that in mind, you got to think about our current president, Barack Obama, and, you know, this is not a holiday honoring him in any way, and it probably never will be because his birthday is in August, not February, but he may do something just great. I mean, just having him as president was kind of like a big moment. I remember the inauguration. I mean, that was one of the greatest moments of the 21st century, no doubt about it, but he hasn't done anything really great yet. That's not to say he, you know, I don't want to sound like Joe Biden, but he may be tested, you know. He may show, you know, what he can really do and his real compassion and all that, because I believe, you know, 4 years is a long time. There could be, you know, some kind of earthquake or something, for example. You know, there's always tornadoes ripping up Tornado Alley, and it's these type of, you know, natural disasters and totally unexpected events that really make you show like what kind of compassion you have for the common person, because we've gone through a period of having a president and administration and government that absolutely has no care for anybody. They're just totally selfish. They cannot give a rat's ass about any common person. They have no patriotism whatsoever, in my opinion. That's the true test of it. Do you care about your fellow Americans? You know, after 9/11, I mean, Bush got up there, he gave some speeches, he did some nice photo ops, and he, you know, he really seemed compassionate and cared. It seemed like he really cared, and he was teary-eyed on the cover of every magazine and newspaper, and that really, you know, really affected people. People saw real emotion from that guy about this tragic event, and he had a 90% approval rating in America. Everybody totally connected with that this is a real guy, and he's totally sorry that real people got killed, and he was sad about it, and he was going to do something about it. And it was just all bullshit. I mean, the guy couldn't have been farther from this act he put on after 9/11. He had no connection to that character he played at that moment. And I think to this day, similarly, about the character that he played at the end of his presidency. This wacky, dumb guy that just kind of, I don't think I'm wrong, I just made his image. Get out of here with that garbage, alright? So, President's Day. It's about the real guys that really did. You gotta be good, man. You gotta be like Washington. Kick those English motherfuckers' ass so we can have freedom and liberty for all of us, and we don't have to be under the thumb of some big regime, you know, some monstrous government that just puts us all down. Or you gotta free some people who are totally oppressed and make equality something that is for everybody, like Lincoln, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what Barack Obama's plans are for President's Day, but I'm sure he has some great ideas. If nothing, he gives the most awesome speeches of our time. So if we could have one of those, I would be most grateful. That was one of the greatest moments of the 20th That was one of the greatest moments of the 20th. That was one of the greatest moments of the 20th. That was one of the greatest moments of the 21st century, no doubt. That was. I can do it. That was one of the greatest moments of the 21st century, no doubt about it. Cock-a-doodle.